You're listening to RedPill78. I am the corruption detector, and this is your Red Pill News. Can I get a 5x5 in the chat if you guys can hear me? Looks like we've got quite a few people waiting. Roy Davis says, let's get ready to rumble. That's right. Hopefully you guys can hear me right now. Can I get a 5x5? What's up, guys? I see Massachusetts in the chat. Cisco Lady Liberty in the chat. We've got, of course, Captain Roy Davis, and there are the 5x5s. Let us... Twitter blocked your YouTube link. No, are you sure? Because I had one that YouTube blocked, and I had to delete it, and then I put out a new one. So, okay, let's go ahead and tweet the show now that we're live. Let me do this, guys. We're going to say RedPill78 Friday night live stream on now via YouTube. How about via RedPill78? There we go, guys. All right, so that link that I just sent out is good. Ooh, look at that. Explosions. I like to see this, guys. We've got a lot of people here. Omaha. You guys, I'm going to have to put on the slow mode. Hold on just a second so I can read this. Let me, boom. We will restore that chat. We will turn on slow mode at 30 seconds, guys, because otherwise I can't read it. Okay. All right. Now, pop out the chat again. Excellent. All right. So I realize that you guys can't see this yet, but we're going to go live to the screen here, and I'm going to give shout-outs to all these different states, these beautiful states of the Union. Let's say desktop. There we are. There we are. We've got San Diego, Omaha, England, Alaska, Arkansas, Texas, Indiana, North Carolina, Alabama, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Western Australia, California, Michigan in the house, Gulf of Mexico, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Salome, Arizona, or is that Salome, sunny Florida, Monrovia, California, upstate New York, Venezuela, and Ochikanopi. Hey, there she is. We've got Washington. Oh my God, we've got our first super chat from Richard Hurst. Shooting in Opelika, Alabama. Suspect is at large. Oh, good Lord. Stay safe out there if you're in Opelika. Vancouver, British Columbia. We are global tonight, guys. This is awesome. We've got a very special guest for you tonight. My buddy Vince from Patriot Camp 17. Roger Sloan says, loud and proud, checking in from South Carolina. How does Trump get around the landmines and the budget he signed, or can he? Thanks for your dedication and being recognized by our favorite Anon. Yes, thank you so much. That was pretty incredible, guys. If you didn't see, and I don't want to brag here, but I'm humbled, and that's why I want to talk about it. Our favorite Anon posted a tweet that one of my followers had retweeted yesterday. It was a little bit of a video from Donald Trump saying that he wanted to, create the Great Reawakening, and then the scroller from Fox said Great Awakening at the bottom, and it was just how much more obvious can you get? I remember when it happened, and I remember thinking at the time, oh gosh, this is it, Great Awakening. He's definitely doing it. He's coming out with it. And then I completely forgot about it. And so I found it, I put it out, and one of my followers, I believe it was Normie Woke AF, and she retweeted it, and then it was posted by our favorite Anon, and then it was reposted with an image so you could see both of our handles. It was great. It was so amazing, you guys. I'm just really, really proud to have been able to be a part of this movement and see the stuff that I'm doing show up on the board. Now, if they would post one of my videos, I would probably drop dead. I would probably just drop dead. Moving Picture says, we are one Twitter live from Omaha. Great work. That's right. We are one. That's right. Thank you so much. And thank you for that super chat. So we've got a ton of stuff to talk about tonight, you guys. I did a deep dive on Tony Pastini with some help from some great Anons out there. Somebody from the New Right Network, MAGA Believer 20, sent over a whole bunch of great stuff. We have made a lot of great connections this week. Some friends and I have been working on doing dives on the LA choppers. We might have some stuff coming in live from that tonight. As I said before, my buddy Vince from Patriot World 17 Patriot Camp 17, pardon me, is going to be here. I was just looking at the word world on the screen when I said that. Bill S. says, fighter jet F-15, February 15th. That's right, you guys. And you know what happened? Ruth's back! We have the return of the missing SCOTUS. Well, I said on Twitter earlier today, Pixar, it didn't happen. So let's take a look at this article real quick before we get our guest on the phone. So from the Greenville News, she's back! Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg returns to a Supreme Court following cancer surgery. Oh my goodness. Also, you guys, I got some new equipment for my mic. I got a new pop filter, and I got this windscreen, so hopefully you won't hear, like, my peas popping. Okay, let's take a look. Supreme Court Associate Justice RBG returned to work Friday for the first time since December, when she underwent cancer surgery to remove 2 malignant nodules from her left lung. The court's eldest justice, who turns 86 next month, attended the private conference at which the justices review cases to be granted or denied, according to the Public Information Office. Her presence makes it likely she'll be on the bench next Tuesday when oral arguments resume. I got $50 on it, guys. There's no way she's coming back on Tuesday. We're going to have to be keeping an eye out for this. No pics, no proof of life, I'm saying. Matt Geo says, Mario and I congratulate you, sir. Proud to be a part of it. I'm proud that you guys are here, and thank you for that super chat. Good to see you guys again. So it goes on to say that, oh, shucks, guys, stupid embedded videos. Ginsburg's third bout with cancer in 20 years was, I've got an ad blocker on too, alarmed those on the political left, including some who had hoped she would retire when President Barack Obama could have named her successor. Were she to leave the court now, of course, President Donald Trump would get his third and best chance to make high court more conservative, perhaps for decades to come. Yes, kneel before Trump. Please, please make that Supreme Court pick. But Ginsburg's reappearance is in line with the standard recovery time of 6 to 8 weeks following the lung cancer operation called a pulmonary lobectomy. The justice missed 6 days of oral arguments in January, the first time in her 25-year career she was not on the bench. Nate Moore, Sr., says, nothing, but thank you for the super chat, Nate. I appreciate that. Fortunately for her, the court has an extremely light schedule this next month. Just 6 oral arguments over 5 days. The pace picks up in March and April when the court completes its argument calendar, and through June when the bulk of the court's 60-plus decisions are issued. Anastasia says, rock the queue, baby. The world is watching. Heck yeah, the world is watching in a big way. Ginsburg's latest health scare began in early November, when she fell in her office and fractured 3 ribs on her left side. She spent a night in the hospital, resumed working from home, and was in court for the next round of oral arguments later that month. Thorn Andel says 5x5 from Missouri. Congrats on 100,000 in the Q repost. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, that was the other thing, is that I hit 100,000 subs the other day, and I have continued to climb since then. It's pretty amazing. I'm so happy that you guys like what I'm doing and that everybody's watching. It's a good time. Now, it was during treatment for the chest surgery that her lung cancer was discovered. Ginsburg had surgery December 21st and spent 5 days in the hospital. Court spokesperson Kathy Arberg announced January 11th that her recovery was on track. Post-surgery evaluation indicates no evidence of remaining disease and no further treatment is required, Arberg said. Now, my father had lung cancer. Muffin was just standing on the arm of my chair. My father had lung cancer. And they removed the tumors in his lungs, but then they realized that it was everywhere. It was all over his whole body. That's what happens when it goes into your lungs. So I don't know, unless she's got, the best type of cancer you can possibly have. Kim Castile says, thank you as always, Patriot. Thank you so much. Hold on, guys. I got to let Muffin out. Oh. Go on, honey. Go on, jump. Okay. Sorry about that. She wanted to get out there and go talk to my daughter. All right. Well, the next night, she did not appear. Oh, no. Earlier this month, Ginsburg attended a concert given by her daughter-in-law, soprano composer Patrice Michaels, and other musicians at the National Museum of Women in the Arts. The concert was dedicated to Ginsburg's life in the law, but she sat in the back and said nothing publicly, and no photographs were permitted. The next night, she did not attend Trump's State of the Union address, repeating a snub from the past 2 years. That reignited ill-informed rumors circulating in the internet's darkest corners that she was dead, regardless of the many Ginsburg sightings the night before and her son James's statement that she had been walking a mile and working out. God, she's doing so good, guys. Doing so good. Ginsburg's extraordinary life story, a legal trailblazer against gender discrimination in the 1970s, and a trailblazer for reducing the age of consent to 12, if I'm not mistaken, followed by her 12 years of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit and a quarter century on the Supreme Court, has become legendary. Felicity Jones plays the trailblazer in On the Basis of Sex, which has been in theaters since December. It doesn't look like a good movie to me. Well, real quick, the thing that I wanted to talk about in regards to this is we had that one post. There was that one post right here. Who are the doctors currently treating RBG? What other political, former and current senior political heads are affiliated with? What off-market drugs are being provided to RBG in order to sustain minimum daily function? What is the real medical diagnosis of RBG? Who is managing her care? Who is really managing her care? The clock is ticking. Panic in D.C. Now, if you'll remember on another show, there was this post from the boards that I had put up that was supposedly saying that Ruth was in a particular hospital, which was in Nevada, okay? And this person says that they were actually on the medical team that was assisting her, and that's supposedly her. I don't know if this is true. It's in the Nevada desert. But I had a friend who contacted me and said that they used to work in Alzheimer's care. Courtney Neal says, congratulations. Love your show. I love that you are here, Courtney. Thank you for that super chat. That they were affiliated with the Cleveland Clinic. Now, the Cleveland Clinic is out, I guess, in the Nevada desert. And this particular unit, she knows a person who still works there, well, actually works in the hospital, but not in this unit. And she asked this person if Ruth was there, and they didn't answer, but they sent her a direct link to this section of the hospital, the Neurological Institute. Okay, so this neuromuscular center, they treat diseases and conditions such as ALS, peripheral neuropathy, myasthenia gravis, and myopathies. So, with the way that Ruth looks, it's not too much to think that maybe she has some type of muscle wasting disease. But the thing is that they do research. They do research specifically using 3,4-diaminopyridine in Lambert-Eaton syndrome. So this is an off-market drug that is specifically being experimented on here at this place. So could it be that this is where she is? I don't know. If we go by what our favorite Anon said, and then we go by what was said by the individual who sent this information, could be that we found where she is. Now, I don't know. All right, guys, now that we have got a bunch of people in the room, I would like to kindly ask if you could like, share, and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And I want you all to welcome my guest, Patriot.Camp17. I do not see him in the room. Okay, so where is he? Vince, are you out there? Go into the call-in room so that I can bring you onto the show, sir. All right, well, while we're waiting for Vince to show up, we're going to keep talking about the stuff that I had on here. Oh, that's the video we were going to play. Oh, here he is. Okay, hold on one second, guys. We're going to bring in Vince. Vince, are you there? Turn off mute, Vince. Vince, are you there? All right. So I think we're just waiting for Vince to get his microphone working. Vince, are you there? Can you hear me, buddy? Vince, are you there? Hold on. Let me check my voice settings. Yes, I got push to talk on. Turn off push to talk. Voice activity. Okay. All right, Vince, can you hear me? Are you there? Vince Edwards of Patriot.Camp17. We can't hear you, buddy. Make sure that you've got your microphone on. All right, so while we're waiting for Vince to get his microphone working, let's take a look and see what people are saying in the chat. All right. Let's go. Let's go through here. See if I missed anything good. So happy to hear you'll be on the Quite Frankly podcast on Wednesday. That's right. That's right. I have made plans to be on Quite Frankly. I was supposed to be on with True Reporting last week, but he was having some issues with his streaming too. Man, I almost didn't go on tonight, guys. And I had some major issues. So I do want to announce this while I'm here because I was trying to get this working for tonight. Oh, hello. All right. It looks like Vince has got his microphone working. What's up there, buddy?
How you doing, brother? Thanks for having me on.
I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you so much. All right. So everybody, this is my friend Vince Edwards. Vince Edwards. This is the audience. Now that we've got you on here, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how people can find you?
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, we have the Vincible World BitChute channel that I'm going to refer everybody to because the Vincible World YouTube channel, which is Patriot Camp 17, is pretty much defunct. I mean, I'll throw subs at that channel, get on big channels, 50,000, 100,000 people, and none will stick. It is just unbelievable. Other people will complain about censorship, but I literally can't even go in a forward motion on YouTube. So I've got a BitChute channel and I have 1,300 subs over on YouTube, hoping to be able to replace those subs on BitChute and then just keep going forward without any censorship. What Patriot Camp is about, you want me to just roll with the floor here?
Roll with it, man. Tell us about it.
Awesome. Okay. So you have like a major problem is that everybody knows this if they really think about it, is that public servants are not going to enforce the Constitution on themselves. Any type of organization that we set up by, tax funded, any type of government agency that's going to enforce the Constitution, it's just not going to work. And other people out there, they think that somehow that I guess Trump is going to come in here and then the Constitution is going to start being enforced on public servants by public servants. And I just don't think that's ever going to happen. And that's what Patriot Camp is all about. You've got all of these people out there that are fighting in courts, and most of them are doing it all alone. And you have the entire population focused on politicians when we should be focused on cops and courts, because that's where they take your liberty. The cop has an oath to a constitution. The court has a way that they have to do a certain procedure that they have to go by, and you can call them on that. But people just don't know how to run their government. And that's what Patriot Camp is about, is to basically bring people in and teach them how to do it. And then also, we want to be like the fire department for the Constitution. Whereas if the Constitution is on fire somewhere, what that means is somebody's infringing upon your rights personally. Okay? That means the Constitution is fire. There's nobody to put it out. You're usually having to go through years and years. I mean, an attorney will come along. I'll put it out for $20,000. But you're not going to find an organization out there that's set up to do this. And that's what Patriot Camp needs to be. We need an organization that is there for patriots. It's a hotline that you call, just like the hotline for the fire department. Your house burns down and then it's a tragedy. Okay. But you have an emergency for that. It's a one-day tragedy. And then you're free to pick up all the pieces. But if you lose your rights and you get thrown in jail, and that's a tragedy that you wake up to every single day. There's probably at least about 1 million people in prison right now that shouldn't be there, that think that we had, that at one point thought we had rights in America and now know that it's different. And the main reason, go ahead. So
you're saying that you want to be an organization kind of like a patriotic legal aid or something like that, like an organization that's going to instruct people, help them represent themselves, or just become more knowledgeable about what their rights and what their responsibilities are as a citizen.
All of that, and we want to educate people on the processes. For example, if you go into a court and you're getting your rights infringed on, there's no probable cause. It's just a completely bogus case. You shouldn't even be in there. Now, there should be probable cause before they even drag you into a courtroom, but there isn't, and there's nobody there to witness that. So that if you actually have people witness on an affidavit that they were in a courtroom and they said, hey, I was here, and there's no probable cause, there's absolutely no reason for my friend to be dragged in here, or stranger or whatever, and then you file that into a court case, affidavits filed into a court case have to be answered. The court has to show that they've followed the correct process. But if they don't follow the correct process and nobody's calling them on it, then they're just going to continue to keep on doing that.
Okay, so you're going to be like an advocacy group.
Business, so.
Okay. So it's an advocacy organization, but I mean, obviously, but you are trying to monetize it. You need to make money, obviously. Now, didn't you say that you have like?
No. Actually, we want to have self-sustaining communities. We don't want to have like a permanent income. What we want to do is just get each camp to full self-sustainability. Have it staffed with 20 to 30 patriots that, you know, they don't have jobs elsewhere, so they can be on call. Yeah. And then we can put 20 patriots on a bus and send them to a location with cameras, or into a courtroom to sit in the bleachers, or something like that. I mean, we've got so many millions of people that just now campaign for Donald Trump. If we could just get 1% of those people to occupy courts, we wouldn't even need politicians, honestly.
So you're starting like a proof of concept out where you are in an undisclosed location. You want to give that location?
Oh, no, I'm not undisclosed. It's very disclosed. Blanca, Colorado, about 14 miles south of Blanca Peak out here on the prairie. I'm on 20 acres. We're just getting I'm working on getting the community center finished so that people will have something to come out to this 20 acres too. And then we have free rent, free Wi-Fi, and then we also have no bills. So you don't have to go work at a job somewhere. You just come and live here in these communities, and we're supported by people because they want us to come to their aid when they need us. And I really think that an organization like this could work if we could just create an example. So in order to create that example, what I'm trying to do is have a fundraiser where I'm only looking for $3,000 to finish off this community center, get a couple of things that I need for as far as like to have some self-sustainability, like have enough plants growing to where we're selling food, and then have a workshop going on so that we have tools that, we have, we could be making furniture, we could be making oak furniture out of free pallet wood, stuff like that.
All right,
so
but you've essentially got like a patriot commune that you're building, if I can phrase it that way.
I hate that word, man. I hate that word, man, because then people think I'm all about communism. But okay, and I'm glad you covered that topic, brother, actually, because you got honor is the key to self-government. If you and I cannot honor the terms of our private agreement, we will never eliminate government. So what I'm trying to do is set up communities based on honor and abundance. And so therefore, if you come into we're not abundant here yet. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to provide the abundance, and then people come here and they go, oh, well, I want to have honor too. Okay. So you come in here and you're trustworthy and you're reliable and you do your chores, you know what I'm saying? So that all the stuff keeps going on, then you don't need money.
All right.
So we're trying to set up a society where like literally can live in abundance without money. And honestly, you can't really live in abundance with money.
I feel you. Okay, so it would be like a barter-based society almost. Like everyone puts in, everyone has like a talent or a skill, and they can offer something, and and people can come and go freely. Now, a lot of people are asking about where this is. So talk more about Blanca, and is Blanca an incorporated place, or is this just what you've named like a spot out in the wilderness in Colorado?
Yeah, Blanca, Colorado. It's in the southwest corner of Colorado. and it is like desert prairie. There's like foot-high shrubs out here. There's like no trees. And I got the land for like mad cheap. And it's all part of the system, right? And you've shout out to my buddy William Moreau up in Maine, who's working on getting a community going on up in Maine. They're actually looking for land right now. So it's the purpose is to have communities in remote areas, okay? And then my dream, my vision is that this would be humanity 2.0, is that these communities out in remote areas with honorable people that are trustworthy, develop a great reputation, start trading with the local neighbors, okay? In a very remote area about an hour away from Walmart, you're a monopoly if you're producing anything. So then you start trade with the neighbors, and then you could these could actually become the towns and cities of the future. Then people like move out of the old cities, the dishonorable ones where everybody's cutting each other's throats, and then they move into this, really awesome one where people are happy and abundant.
All right, I understand what you're trying to do. So a lot of people are worried that it's a communist thing. Now I've heard you've said that it's definitely not communist, but tell people where they can go to find information about this, so that we can send you off and hopefully we can get to check out what you're doing.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to be on my YouTube marathon Freedom Friday that starts at 11:59 tonight. And then that's going to be a 24-hour marathon. Now, BitChute is BitChute.com/Vince Abel World. And then I'm also on DLive that I just jumped up on there. And I wanted to basically offer that to you as an alternative, by the way. Okay. You might want to think about DLive. So those two places, I'm on Gap, I'm on LinkedIn, I am on Minds and Twitter, but it's pointless to even mention whether you're on Twitter anymore.
All right. Well, everybody, if you want to check out Vince, go check out that stuff. Vince, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you can stick around in the chat. And thank you.
I will, definitely.
All right, cool, brother. Thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, and I give you high creds for having somebody like me on, man.
I want to give everybody a shot.
All right.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
Brother. Yep. Have a great night. Okay. Have a great Friday, man.
Appreciate it. You too. All right, everybody. So you can go check out Vince at those various places that he just told us about. Now we're going to get into the Tony Pastini deep dig. Diana Davenport, she made it. Just getting here. Thank you so much. Before we move on, she says, so much going on. Excited to hear what you're bringing. I'm excited to show you guys this information about Tony Pastini that we found out. I've got some thank yous I need to bring out there. Jared Coward, thank you very much. We've got Ann Pearson. Thank you very much for that super chat. ZZZZZZZZ, and thank you very much for that. Prepping Sapper, once again, thank you very much. And Nathaniel Moore, thank you. Now let me just run through my list over here, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Looks like I got everyone. All right, guys. So yeah, whether or not you agree with what Vince is doing, I think it's important for us to see what people are doing. Obviously Vince cares about his community. He cares about this country. So he sees injustice and he wants to do something about it. So, like I said, whether or not you agree with it, I think it's important for us to see what other patriots are up to, because there's not just one definition. There's no one right way to do it. Vince, let's take a look here. I'm looking for my information on the Tony Pastini deep dig. I've got to pull this up. Here we go. All right, so to begin, where is, you guys, I don't have the link for Vince. Hold on. Oh, shoot. My Discord shut down. Hold on. I have right here. There it is. He deleted the links. Hold on one sec. Here it is. Okay. Copy. Here is a link to Vince, you guys. There we go. Okay. There we are. All right. So now, Tony Pastini. This is Tony Pastini right here. The infamous Tony Pastini, that guy that flew his plane over Yorba Linda and it broke apart in midair. So what have we found out about Tony Pastini? Well, this is just some information at a glance. He was 75 when he died. His plane fell apart over the neighborhood. Jacob says, thanks for your work. Best wishes from the Colorado Rockies. Red flag legislation here in Colorado is an outrage. I don't know what that means. Tell us more about the red flag legislation. Haven't heard about that. Here is Tony Pastini's. Stitch says, I like tacos. I love Stitch. My daughter and I used to watch that together all the time. Here, Tony Pastini, he was the CEO at MTL Management. He would show people how to run their restaurants and, make code so that you wouldn't... so that you won't break code. So remembering Tony Pastini, here he is on Facebook. He went to Warren Township High School in Gurnee, Illinois. He went to Northwestern University, had a Master of Science in Analytics, Evanston, Illinois. He had, of course, he said he was from Chicago, Illinois, but I don't know about that one. And he was currently living in Gardnerville, Nevada. So now, this was actually Tony Pastini's house. It's not a bad dig. You know, he kind of lives out here on the edge of this little spot out in the desert. And he had a nice truck. He's got a Dodge. Looks like a beautiful house. 3-car garage. Yeah, learned to code. Okay. And here is an article from the LA Times. So this is where it gets interesting. Pilot, this would be Tony Pastini, had been disciplined for dangerous flying. Years before the Yorba Linda crash. Now, years before his plane plunged into an Orange County suburb, killing him and 4 others on the ground, Antonio Pastini was disciplined twice by federal regulators for flying in dangerous conditions and lying about his credentials, records show. A spokesman for the Federal Aviation Administration told the Times on Friday that Pastini had twice submitted name changes to the agency, changing his name first in 1991 from Jordan Albert Isaacson to Jordan Ike Aaron, then in 2008 to Antonio Peter Pastini. His license was suspended twice by the FAA when he was named Jordan Isaacson, according to records kept by the Library of Congress. In 1977, records show he lost his license for 120 days after flying from Las Vegas to Long Beach in cloudy, icy conditions and lying to an air traffic controller about his credentials. He falsely told the controller he had an IFR clearance, which his administrative law judge had written, meaning he had both the instruments and training to fly in low visibility conditions. He did not. Baby Love says, red flag laws allow people to tell the government you are unstable and they can take your guns and your right to possess them. Well, oh, yeah, that doesn't sound good at all. No sound. There's definitely sound. Everybody else has sound, so check your mute on YouTube. Tire Queen. So in short, wrote Judge Jarrell Davis, he allowed his motivation to reach Long Beach to dictate that the flight should be made and continued. The disregard for airspace rules posed a potential threat to himself, his passenger, and other users of the system, Davis said. 3 years later, his license was suspended for 30 days after Davis, who was again adjudicating his case, found his plane was behind on inspections, carried only an expired temporary registration, and was leaking hydraulic fluid from a brake, records show. The leaking brake and other technical problems made the plane unairworthy. I think that's important to note. Let's see. People are saying that they have sound. I see 5x5. No sound, then, refresh. Hold on. I'm going to type it in the chat. Refresh if you have no sound. All right, so the FAA confirmed to the Times that the pilot in the 2 incidents was Pastini, adding that the agency was not aware of other disciplinary actions. Now, this is the actual badge, you guys, that was the fake badge he had. Check this out. You can see it's kind of beat up. So this is his badge number. It says retired. So apparently it said previously in other articles that this badge was stolen, but then it says in this article that this was a fake badge, that it was never real. So I don't know. There's kind of conflicting things going on here. Now, we all remember that Sunday afternoon, Pastini took off from Fullerton Municipal Airport in a Cessna 414. About 10 minutes later, his plane broke apart and showered a Yorba Linda neighborhood with burning wreckage. Pastini, 75, was killed along with 4 people in the home that was struck and set on fire by the debris. Now, we actually have confirmation of who those people were. Investigators have not said what caused the crash, although sources have told the Times that they have no evidence the crash was anything but some type of accident and that there were no signs of foul play. Investigators recovered credentials and a badge that led the Orange County Sheriff's Department to identify Pastini as a retired Chicago police officer. His daughter, Julia Ackley, also described Pastini as a former Chicago cop. Days later, Chicago police said Pastini never worked for them. The revelation casts into doubt 2 decades of interviews Pastini gave with newspapers in Nevada, where he lived and owned restaurants, describing himself as a veteran of the Chicago police force. Steve Perks says, afternoon, finally made it to a live stream. Glad you're here. You should talk with Mr. W. I am going to be talking with Mr. W. He had an emergency this weekend. He had to travel, so unfortunately, he will not be able to join us this weekend. We're going to try to get Mr. W on next weekend. Yeah, can I get a count on the likes, you guys, in comparison to the number of viewers? I'm showing 1,952 viewers. It would be interesting to see how many people have liked this live stream. Now, he recounted to the Reno Gazette-Journal in 1997, this is important, a rollicking adolescence in Chicago, marked by rumbles between his Italian clan and the neighborhood Germans. They were all, in his own words, bad kids. We were a pretty well-organized, greased little group of thugs, he said. Despite his rough-and-tumble youth, he told the newspaper he joined the Chicago police and served for 17 years before retiring in 1986 at the rank of detective sergeant. Ackley, Pastini's daughter, declined to speak to a reporter about her father's name changes. Pastini appears to have lived in Illinois, at least for a time. His 1980 discipline from the FAA was mailed to an address in Skokie, a village about 15 miles north of Chicago. When the FAA disciplined him in 1977, his address was in Long Beach. So even back then, he was back and forth between California and Chicago. Now, you know what this is adding up to me, guys? Organized crime. I think that Tony Pastini was a gangster back in Chicago because Chicago is corrupt as all get out. And he probably had a rat line going from Chicago to California. Well, at some point, I think that he probably made a run for it. He changed his name. And that's why he was trying to disappear. What better way for a gangster to disappear than to pretend that you're a police officer and surround yourself with cops? That's where the gangsters are not going to go. Prepping Sapper says red flaw lags are unconstitutional. Guilty until proven innocent because of someone who doesn't like you and your GUNS guns. You have to prove it in court. That is not cool, you guys. I'm glad that they don't have that where I'm at. In a 2008 interview with the Nevada Appeal in Carson City, Pastini said he had spent 21 years with the Chicago police. He attributed the success of his first restaurant, a Chicago-style deli in Reno, to his law enforcement background. Now, here's the other thing, guys. Yes, that's a $500,000 aircraft. By the time that he's flying this, he's got some restaurants. Stuff is, it's pretty expensive out in California, but that is real expensive, to have $500,000 to spend on an airplane. Now, also, what kind of person publicly claims that they are a retired police officer when you and walks around saying it publicly? You would think that somebody along the way would have said, this guy's not a cop. I'm from Chicago, and he was never a cop in Chicago. Or maybe the cops that he hung out with in California might have said, hey, what unit were you part of? What was your squad number? Or I don't know how these things work, but it seems like these guys have things that you could check out. All right. I think that cops probably don't just believe that somebody is a cop. I would think that he would have said something. What if he was an undercover operator who snitched and relocated? That's what I'm saying. I think that's it. He changed his name because he was in some type of witness protection program or something like that. But he must have been protected. Okay, he must have had some clown in America. Yes, clown in America. He must have either been in the witness protection program or being a clown in America. He must have been doing something because he was very vocal about the fact that he was a cop from Chicago. All right. So rather than nab criminals, it begins. Former Chicago police officer Tony Pastini has turned in his badge and opened a Reno delicatessen. Pastini was carrying a Chicago police badge when he crashed Sunday. The owner had reported it lost in 1978. Now you see that? They say that the owner reported it lost in 1978, but then earlier they said that the badge itself was fake. So who did he steal it from? Did he steal it from a clown? I don't know. John Cash says that the police can now drug test you at home in Canada if you're suspected of driving on weed. What are you supposed to do? Not drive for the next 30 days? He could have gotten the stolen badge from one of his handlers, Warrior Biatch. That's right. That's right. Vince said he was completely unprepared. Vince, you did a great job. We could have kept going, but we just didn't have time. You had plenty to talk about, buddy. And you got lots of people interested in what you're doing here, okay? I sent people a link to your YouTube, and hopefully on your YouTube you've got links to your other places as well. Thorn Andel says, great show. Everyone hit that like and share. Like. We've got over 2,000 people in the chat right now. That's what it says. All right, so that's the end of the Los Angeles Times article. Now, that Los Angeles Times article was repeated far and wide because they own a bunch of other newspapers. Let's see. We're going to go to Fox News now. Pilot in fatal Southern California plane crash had fake police credentials. Some more reporting on this. Again, he was reported as a retired police officer. They included false retirement papers. Okay, so the retirement papers were false because it would have had to have put his new fake name on there. And a police badge with the same number as a badge that was reported lost in 1978. Pastini was killed when his plane broke apart above the Yorba Linda neighborhood. Ackley, his daughter, said, I'd prefer not to comment and let the investigators do their job when asked about the fake name. They have been searching for pieces of the airplane because it broke apart over such a wide span. Douglas Mooney says, off topic, what happened to Roger Stone? Roger Stone is turning with the slow wheels of justice right now. I'm sure that Roger Stone is going to be just fine because our president is not going to let him have anything happen to him. Roger Stone is a sacrificial lamb. They are using him to draw attention to how lopsided our Justice Department is. And now that Bill Barr is in charge, it's not going to be like that anymore. All right, so now, remember, he was friends with Dennis Hoff, okay? Very interesting, especially because Dennis Hoff died mysteriously in October. The pilot who crashed a plane into a Southern California home on Super Bowl Sunday, killing himself and 4 people on the ground, had a famous friend and client. 75-year-old Antonio Pastini was best buds with the late brothel owner for 23 years, according to sources. We're told Tony frequently flew Dennis and his girlfriend in the same plane he was flying when it crashed into a Yorba Linda home where a Super Bowl party was being held. That's the same plane. We can see right there, the call signal. Now, guys, this is a nice plane. This is a real nice plane. I don't believe that it just broke apart midair. All right? You know, I realize you've got to keep planes maintained, but wait till you see the inside of it. As you can see, the tail number on the plane of which Dennis flew matches the number of the wrecked fuselage on the site of the deadly crash. Now, there is Dennis Hoff, deceased Dennis Hoff. I don't know what happened to his girlfriend, but look at this. This is a nice little getup in here. I mean, I'd be happy to fly this $500,000 private plane. Dennis and Tony's relationship extended beyond the skies. We're told Tony owned the Carson City restaurant Kim Lee Sushi, where Dennis loved to hang out with the ladies from the Bunny Ranch. Okay, now there is no nudity in this video. I believe there may be some profanity, so I'm just going to skip ahead to the part where Tony Pastini is called out. He says, "My friend the cop." Bob Zamuta's in this video too. If you guys like Andy Kaufman. Okay, where is it? Where is he? Where is Tony? Where's Tony? Hang on. Sorry, I had this all edited together, or all prepared to be edited, and then I just decided to do it live because I was so busy today. Oh, where is it? I should have time-stamped it, guys. Sorry about that. Well, it's a very brief clip of Tony Pastini. It basically shows his face. He's smiling. Okay, I think this might be it. There he is! Tony Pastini! There he is. That is Tony Pastini right there.
Greatest guy, love this guy. Chicago guy, Bob. Chicago cop. Look out here.
Chicago cop. Look at that. Look at that. All right. I think that Tony Pastini, or whatever his name was, because he's got a bunch of different names. We'll talk about that. During Dennis's 72nd birthday bash last October, days before his death, he shouted out to Tony while making a speech. Tony didn't only fly Dennis. We're told he flew Bunny Ranch girls for free if they paid for his fuel. Whoops. Diana Davenport says, someone on the chat asked, Diana, are you single? I didn't get to see who you are. If you've been me, send a super chat. You guys, do we make a love connection? Diana, so if it was you that asked if Diana was single, send a super chat, and Diana will see it here. Okay, guys? This is great. This is great. If we made a love connection on Red Pill News, Friday night live stream, that's going to be amazing. Someone says, and we know YouTube channel got shut down today. Ooh, guys, that's bad. They didn't, man, I can't believe that they got shut down. They were a good channel. And all they did was posts from our favorite Anons. Oh, God, I don't want to get shut down. You guys, it's time for me to make a backup channel, all right? I need everybody. I'm going to make a backup channel, and I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, okay? So everyone, please, please go subscribe to the backup channel tomorrow. Because if I get shut down, we're going to have to all move over there. All right, you guys. We have Red Pill love matches going on in the chat. Anybody who wants to make a love match, just throw your Twitter handle in there, and then the handle of the person that the avatar that you're interested in meeting. It's interesting. We're told Tony had recently survived another incident in a different aircraft when he lost an engine, but he was able to get it to the ground safely. Look at this. He was in another incident. So is it sabotage? Were they trying to kill him no matter where he was? Oh my God, you guys, you got me all freaked out. I can't believe And We Know got shut down. Hold on, we gotta go look. We gotta look. Joshua Garcia says, can we talk about the FBI firing and Roger Stone? Well, what do you want to talk about? Who got fired from the FBI? Let's see. And We Know. Oh my God, this channel does not exist. This channel does not exist. BMX Jedi says, was Dennis Hoff on that plane? Dennis Hoff had been on that plane, but he was not on the plane when it went down. Kyle White says, Kyle White 1986 on Twitter. Oh my God. Go for it. Go for it, guys. Okay. Moving on to the next story from the Daily Bulletin. Now, this is the thing that that I've been waiting for here. This is about the people who died. This is the people who died, guys. At a solemn candlelit vigil in Yorba Linda, disbelief and remorse for 5 people killed when a plane crashed into a home. What is the name of that Titans broadcast? That is Patriot News, Table of Titans. If you guys want to check out Patriot News, they are on YouTube. They're affiliated with Space Shot 76. Dennis Hoff did not die of an overdose at a music festival. Dennis Hoff was not a drug user or an alcoholic. He was sober. His only vice was ladies. And that might have killed him. Because he was an older dude and he was at his birthday party. All right. Patriot Lady Biker, you got here. All right. Let's see. Roger Sloan says, I'm single in South Carolina, but saved money yesterday. LOL. Okay. You guys, I lost a part of my vape. The part that Weeping Angel 2 is still up and running. Yes. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Well, you guys, Vince forgot to mention that he is single. He is single. Not to mention he owns a bunch of property out in Colorado. And so you should go check that out. Let's see. So with a solemn mixture of sadness and disbelief, mourners gathered Thursday at a school in Yorba Linda to remember the lives of 5 people who died after a small plane crash last weekend. Pretty much everyone in the neighborhood is thinking it could have been me, said John Boyer, 58, a Yorba Linda resident, who joined in the candlelit vigil. held at an outdoor courtyard at Glen Knoll Elementary School. It's so random. You just don't think of a plane falling out of the sky. As city officials and local faith healers addressed the gathering, attendees huddled shoulder to shoulder in a large semicircle in the courtyard. Some of them moved to tears. Many carried candles in remembrance of those who died. After the program, many stayed to share their own versions of what they experienced on Sunday, the day of the crash. Some thought they felt an earthquake. Others heard a boom. Many said they saw the plane fall from the sky. Among those who died were 4 family members who had gathered Sunday at a Yorba Linda home and the pilot of the plane. The homeowners, Roy Lee Anderson, 85, and Dahlia Marlise Lieber Anderson, 68, listen to this, this is the worst part, were killed along with their daughter-in-law, Stacy Noreen Lieber, 48 of Corona, and son-in-law, Donald Paul Elliott, 58 of Norco. That means that their son and daughter both made it out, and their parents and their mates died in this house. How horrible. Just take us all. That's just awful. Matthew Case says the only way is through Jesus. I'd have to agree with you, buddy. I forgot here. IP Angel 365 says no love match here. Twitter handle Texas Strawberry 360. Thanks for commenting back today. And then Roger Sloan is single. Well, IP Angel and Roger Sloan, you guys make sure that you get each other's information. Most of those in attendance at the vigil were Yorba Linda residents who were left shocked and puzzled at the randomness of Sunday's crash. All right, so this just goes on to say that everybody's in a lot of pain. They are all very messed up about the fact that this crash happened. In the year, it's only been a year since he bought this plane. Stitch just gives me a super chat. Thanks, Stitch. I appreciate that. I used to do a Stitch voice, but I can't right now. So he bought this plane a year ago, guys. That's why it looks so nice. All right. The next article. Ooh, okay. So now we're getting into the aliases. The aliases. So Antonio Peter Pastini. That was the name. Yeah, Serial Brain 2 also shut down. Now, I didn't know Serial Brain 2 actually had a YouTube channel. I know that there were many people who did Serial Brain 2 posts. But it makes me feel like Serial Brain 2 was a little too on the nose. They are afraid of those posts from that guy. They shut his Reddit down too. So yeah, that scares me. I like Serial Brain, but I never did any of his posts because too many people already do his posts. So the field just got a little thinner. All right, so Antonio Peter Pastini. Now he's got several aliases. We're going to pull them all up so that I can just run through them. Oh, and then there's a couple more. Okay, so this is it for Tony Pastini right here. We can get rid of this article. We can get rid of this article. We can get rid of this article. Okay, so you can see he's got Antonio L. Pastini as an alias. Look, his phone number's right there, guys. Antonio P. Fastini, and of course Tony Pastini. So now each of these names are all associated with each other, and they're associated with the same individuals. So he was using these. Now Tony Peter Pastini, that was his name at the Food Safety Association Incorporated. This is what he graduated from Northwestern University with. Now he also used a name, Jordan Ike Aaron. Jordan Ike Aaron was a name that he had gotten some FAA licenses under. Now, this is interesting. His name is associated with this username, Kaizanksen. Now, there's an email associated with that too, but this is associated with another guy named like Caleb or something like that. We're not going to go to him because that dude's alive, all right? And he's not Tony Pastini. But they had the same username. Now, that is an interesting username. I don't know about that. But the last article I have on Tony Pastini, investigation into deadly plane crash that killed beloved Carson City restaurateur raises questions. Friends and acquaintances of Tony Pastini described him as a generous member of the community, a longtime supporter of local youth programs. He was a friendly face to his neighbors. To his daughter, Julia Ackley, he was a hero. In the wake of Pastini's death, however, information about the 75-year-old Gardnerville resident and Carson City restaurateur has surfaced, raising more questions from the February 3rd plane crash in Yorba Linda, California, that killed 5 people, including Pastini. Pastini died Sunday when the twin-engine Cessna Chancellor he was piloting appeared to have broken apart in the air, causing the aircraft to plummet and crash into a residence, killing Pastini and 4 people inside of the home. The first question that arose in the days following the deadly crash was the legitimacy of law enforcement credentials recovered from the wreckage. And we know is on Twitter. Sam Wilson says, "This is not a love connection. Stay who you are and dance with the ones that brought you." Oh, man, that is great, Sam. Words of wisdom. Yep, not everybody is in the market for love, you guys. Some of us are just destined to be alone because we've got our own path to run. So, if you don't make a love connection tonight, that's fine. You've got the rest of your life. Now, Pastini had openly and often talked about his law enforcement career as a Chicago police officer, but Los Angeles broadcast affiliates reported February 5th that the credentials found were determined by authorities to be fake. Even the number of the badge recovered from Pastini's body had been reported lost or stolen in 1978. Stitch says, "Is the day of the rope coming?" I truly do believe the day of the rope is coming. You know that William Barr was sworn in, and now that he's in there, I think that things are really going to start happening, guys. Greg Gilman. Where's Greg Gilman, guys? Greg Gilman. I'm looking for you, Greg Gilman. I was requested by one of my mods to give you a wrench. There you are. Greg, if you crash my channel, I'm coming after you. Okay. Shout out to Sam from New York, Vietnam. Mega Vets love your shows. Please send him a shout out. All right, Sam from New York. This is RedPill78 saying, "Thank you for watching. Your friend Pete T has told me to give you a shout out. I hope you're watching right now. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I appreciate it." All right. Pastini had openly talked about his law enforcement career as a Chicago police officer, but Los Angeles broadcast affiliates reported February 5th his credentials were determined to be fake. The Chicago Police Department, where Pastini was said to have retired from, had no record of him ever serving on the force. Sour Grapes says, "I do not, however, trust RedPill78, even if we sometimes disagree." Wait, I do, however, trust RedPill78. Even if we sometimes disagree, he is honest, informed, and has a great laugh. Well, thanks, Sour Grapes. And I appreciate you watching, even if you don't agree with everything I say. I have never been somebody to say that you have to agree with me to watch my show. I don't think it's healthy if we always agree on something. I think that it's a good thing for people to have disagreements because that is what allows us to have dialogue, you know? We got people in the echo chamber all over Twitter, and that's why you have so many liberals who are just crazy because they think that Donald Trump is some criminal mastermind. All they hear about is MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. And Cvine actually contacted me the other day. I'd never heard of them, I had heard people saying their names, but I don't know anything else besides that. Cvine, if you're watching, you know who you are. And I would love to be a reporter at Gitmo. Lots of people have said something to me about that, but I did not have the link anymore. Somebody sent me the link, and I lost it. I screwed up, and I lost my chance. But if anybody has a link to allow me to apply to be a reporter at Gitmo, please, by all means, send it over. All right, do we have any LEOs in the audience? Do we have anybody who's a police officer who can tell me if you met a man who said he was a retired police officer, would you just, take his word for it? Or, wouldn't you guys talk about being cops and, what it was like to be a cop? Jason Osorio, I sent you a link on Twitter showing Trump saying they're coming home, the traitors. Oh, that was you, Jason. Okay. Yes, I saw that, and he did. I thought that he said that when I was listening to that. Yeah. I don't know. Rachel Maddow is just a nutcase. So yeah. Oh, this is it. In 1997 interview with the Reno Gazette-Journal, Pastini described himself as having been on both sides of the law, as criminal and cop. He elaborated to the RGJ reporter at the time that he had once been arrested on suspicion of grand theft at age 14. Tony Pastini was a thug. Did you catch the post on Trump's Twitter feed? It has since been removed, but I got the link. Okay, send it over, Mike. Michaela. Sorry, Michaela. My eyes just briefed over that. Michaela, okay, you got the link. What is the link? What is the link, guys? Hold on. Did you send it to me on Twitter? Sam Wilson says, I joined for serious Red Pill talk. I will unjoin if this is not a serious channel. Life is too serious right now. Sam, I don't know what you're talking about. This is serious talk. We are talking about this guy, Tony Pastini, and whether or not he was who he said he was. And the thing is that we've found out that he was not who he said he was. But occasionally we do like to have some fun. The world is very serious, guys, but if you can't have a laugh every now and then it becomes a very dark place. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I got red pilled a long time ago. And when I did, it was a very lonely world for a long time. You know, I did not have anybody that I could talk to. Every time that I would try to bring up something about this whole situation, you know, it doesn't matter what it was, people would look at you like you're crazy. All right. Well, now I know I'm not crazy. I know that this is actually how the world happens, how everything works. All right. 5 people did die. Yes, 5 people died, and that's horrible. I'm not laughing about them. All right. We are moving through a variety of subjects here, you guys. But I'm just talking about in general. Channel dissolve was his own fault, a mistake, not a YouTube thing. Okay. All right. That's good. Okay. Charlie Bear. Thanks, bub. Okay. Elio's talk shop a lot. Okay. There we go. All right. So Elio's talk shop a lot. Randy Churchill says the FCC is fining Facebook billions. Maybe Trump is just letting YouTube runs up the violations. So yeah, that very well could be it. That very well could be it. You know, I think that a lot of what's going on right now is entrapment, or not entrapment, but they're allowing people to entrap themselves. They are allowing people to dig themselves deeper and deeper holes. All right. So let's go ahead and check out a couple of quick stories on Gateway Pundit. And you guys, I realize I'm not going to make everybody happy all of the time, you know, but I really do try to talk about things that I hear you. Yeah, I cannot find anyone who takes me seriously, right? You know, I try to cover things that I think are important. I try to inject my own personality into this. You know, I like I was saying, I know these are serious subjects, but we have to be able to have a good time. Otherwise, we're going to go crazy because the world is a dark and ugly place. All right. Writer temporarily suspended by Twitter for questioning if Ocasio-Cortez put her boyfriend on the payroll. They fired him for that. Wow. Wow. God. I'm not joking about tragedy, Robin L. I never joked about a tragedy. As I said earlier, I had a story on the screen about that tragedy, but at the same time, I got a chat going by with 1,000 different subjects. So I am talking about all of these different things. Snowflakes, get out. Okay? Like, I'm sorry, but do not get so wound up. All right? I am never going to joke about a bunch of people dying. That's not funny. All right? God. Mueller deep state claims Roger Stone communicated with WikiLeaks. Well, ask and ye shall receive. Who was it that wanted to know what happened with Roger Stone? There's my friend Billy Patterson. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. The Mueller deep state filed court documents that they say shows Roger Stone communicated with WikiLeaks. You guys, it's just, I'm sorry, guys. You know, it's like you see things going by in the chat, and it makes you want to, you know, say something to him. You guys, Muffin's not here, or she left. AOC's boyfriend is named Riley. That's a dog's name. Sorry, guys. Maybe I just need to vape. I am actually smoking on a Smock T-Preve mod box, guys. All right. This is still not a crime. I want to repeat that. If Roger Stone talked to WikiLeaks, it's not a crime. Julian Assange and WikiLeaks denied any collusion with Roger Stone, Donald Trump Jr., Jerome Corsi, Michael Flynn, or any other Trump official during the 2016 election. WikiLeaks denied providing information about its then pending 2016 U.S. election-related publications to any outside party before the documents were released. Here it is. WikiLeaks says full doc. WikiLeaks legal matter of media myths and falsehoods. Do you guys remember? We went over this on a live stream one time. But the Mueller deep state hacks claim that they have evidence Roger Stone was communicating with WikiLeaks. Oh, you guys, I haven't got a picture of the kittens yet. We're going to do this tomorrow. Yes. Oh, yeah. Cannot laugh. Does not compute. I'm an AI. But the Mueller deep state hacks claim they have evidence Roger Stone was communicating with WikiLeaks. Wolfhouse says, bye-bye, snowflakes. That's right. My viewership has actually gone up since I told the snowflakes to get out of the room. Oh, it just went down by one. Sam Wilson says, agree. I will chill. You do a good job. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I mean, I never mean that I really want people to get out. But I just want people to realize that, if everything is solemn, then you are never going to smile. You have got to smile. Laughter is the best medicine, all right? These subjects are dark. We talk about some dark things, but we have also got to talk about funny things, It's like Roger Stone. Roger Stone is constantly clowning. I love that. I love that Roger Stone, even when he's talking about how the cops came in and they made his deaf wife stand shoeless on the front lawn, and he's still making jokes. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right. So, Crap News Network reported prosecutors said for the first time they have evidence Roger Stone communicated with WikiLeaks, according to a new court filing from special counsel prosecutors. During its investigation of the Russian hack of the Democrats, it's not real. The Russians never hacked the Democrats. The government obtained and executed dozens of search warrants on various accounts used to facilitate the transfer of stolen documents for release. No, it was stolen on a flash drive. Okay, so what happened with that? Rubicon Resolve says, nothing, but thank you for the super chat. Joy is a gift from God. We need to laugh and smile. That's right. That's so true. Okay, so several of those search warrants were executed on accounts that contained Stone's communication with Guccifer 2.0 and with Organization 1. Guccifer 2.0 was not affiliated with WikiLeaks. Guccifer 2.0 was an inside job by the Democrats to pretend that all those documents were hacked. RedPill78 was acknowledged by the mighty Q. Did you hear me? Q! Thank you so much, American Patriot. That's right, guys. My head is still reeling from that. I couldn't even believe it. Hopefully you saw my video where I described it last night. Previously, the prosecutors had only outlined how Stone attempted to get in touch with WikiLeaks' Julian Assange through intermediaries. Stone sought to learn about what the hackers had stolen from the Democratic Party and how he hoped for its release so it could help Donald Trump's campaign. WikiLeaks stole nothing. Seth Rich was the leaker of the DNC. That's right. That is right. God, I had a guy email me the other day and told me that he wanted me to change my format. He said, hey, just sorry if you're in here, buddy, but I'm not changing my format. He said, I can just read the stories anytime I want to. So why don't you just summarize them? Well, that's not the format. The format is I read the stories and I talk about them. There's a lot of people out there who don't want to read the stories. They want to tune in and they want to hear me talk about them. Chris Patterson says, Red Pill, Pastini, Plaintail, registered to Air 20 Corporation that is owned by MPX Bioceutical Corporation that is a diversified cannabis company focused on medical cannabis. Interesting. Thank you, American Patriot. Barb Burms, thank you for the super chat. Thank you very much. Let's see. Yeah, Dershowitz made a plea deal two years ago, probably. All right? And they have been allowing all these people to hang themselves this whole time. Here we go. Democrat-led House Judiciary Committee launches investigation into President Trump's national emergency declaration. You guys are going nowhere. I'm going nowhere fast. I love you guys. Thank you very much. Nightfire Sky Evil One. Oh man, I hope she's not watching. Okay. Oh my god, you guys, I got a sponsor. You guys, I got a sponsor. Hold on, I gotta play a commercial. You guys, this is gonna be the world premiere of my commercial. Hold on. Movies? No. Documents? Hold on. Oh, where is it? What happened to it? What happened to it? Where did it go? Shoot. Where did it go, you guys? I'm so proud of this. It's pretty cool. Oh, shoot. Sam Wilson. Hey! He said, this is a bad day for patriots. Trump had to give in to both Dems and Republicans in deep state. I expected a lot more serious and dire dialogue. Maybe it is better to laugh it off and pick up the pieces tomorrow. Peace. Sam, first of all, thank you very much for the super chat. Second of all, congrats on being queued. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, guys. Okay, so I need to thank you for the super chat, Lady Warrenon. Sam, we have to address this, okay? So listen to this, guys. Donald Trump signed the bill, okay? Do you know what that does? That keeps the that keeps the government going, all right? DWH, thank you for the super chat. Sharon Looney, thank you for the super chat. American Patriot, thank you for the super chat. The mighty Q, the mighty RedPill78, thank you so much. So, by signing this bill, it's a temporary measure to keep the government going, all right? But you know what he did at the exact same time? He declared a national emergency. By declaring a national emergency, it overrode all of the caveats that were in the bill so that he doesn't have to worry about all that stuff that they wrote into it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, okay? Trump's a genius. We won, guys. Everybody who thinks that we didn't win, we won. Trump signed the bill and kept the government going. He also called a national emergency. He can do whatever he wants now. The Dems can try to fight it all day long, but they can't stop it. The wall is already being built. It's already being built. All right? We are winning. Trump didn't cave. Trump showed incredible strength because he did what he needed to do to keep the government moving. We had to keep the government moving. Dan Bongino is pretty good. I do like Dan Bongino. Yeah, now I think Dan Bongino is quietly a Q fan. That's right. That's right. All right, so here comes the video. I made this myself, you guys, so please be kind. I've never done a commercial before. Here it is. Okay. Okay, ready, set, go.
When an emergency strikes, what's your first impulse? If your answer is run to the grocery store, well, you'll likely find chaos and nothing but empty shelves. So how do you avoid this? Well, it's simple. You use today to make a plan, to prepare. One practical place to start is storing food in your own home. That way you and your family are protected in case there's a weather emergency, natural disaster, or a long-term power outage. I trust and use My Patriot Supply for my own food storage, and you can too. They make it easy for you to do. Now, this is the final week for a limited time, low price, exclusively for my listeners on 2 popular emergency food kits. Go to my special webpage, preparewithredpill78.com, to see them both and order. These food kits include breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years in storage. My Patriot Supply will ship these kits discreetly to your door. So do it now at preparewithredpill78.com. Preparewithredpill78.com.
All right, guys, and this is real. Okay, they built me a website. It's called preparewithredpill78.com. If you are interested in buying prepper food, then you can get it. They send it to you in this awesome, like, super tote right here. The food's good. They sent me a 2-week supply, and I'm totally eating it. I made it. I made the macaroni and cheese. I made some pancakes. I made some cornbread. So yeah, if you would like to check this out, then go to redpill78.com. And this is a great idea, you know, so check it out. It's actually a deal. I compared it to the food that they have on their own website, and it's cheaper if you go to my website. So My Patriot Supply, I want to thank you guys for sponsoring me. It's a really cool thing. And it's, yeah, you know, I mean, I make my own food too, but you know, there's nothing wrong. I'm a big camper. I'm a camper and a hiker. So I've got a ton of camp food downstairs in the basement, but it goes bad after a certain period of time. And then I find that I got to eat it. So, just wanted to show that to you guys. You guys are the first people to see that. So thank you for being here. Do we get a Red Pill sticker? Man, that would be cool. Patriot Lady Biker, it's already discounted on my website. It's cheaper on my website than if you go to their website. Okay, so President Trump also, when he signed the bill to keep the government going, he also took $8 billion. $8 billion, not $5.6 billion. He found $8 billion that he has reappropriated because of the national emergency. And we're using $8 billion to build the wall. Do you know what that means? That means we're getting a better wall than we were supposed to get before. That means that we won. Sam, are you hearing me, buddy? Are you hearing me? Sam Wilson, my friend, we won. We got $8 billion. We didn't get $5.7 billion, $8 billion. The Democrats do not get anything that they wanted. And we are going to have the wall completed, not just built, completed, because it is being built currently. All right, so let's look at this. Trump may actually have up to $21 billion because of this national emergency. Declaring the immigration crisis a national emergency was overdue. Presidents have declared national emergencies for nearly 50 years. Barack Obama declared 13 national emergencies, 11 of which continue to this day. The Obama emergencies included the swine flu. What happened with that? The Flint water crisis. They did nothing. And Iran. Congress believes President Trump as a $21 billion in unobligated military construction funding money available for the border wall with Mexico. Remember, Nancy, did you think that the largest military funding bill in history would not include money for the wall? It did. The announcement Thursday that U.S. President Donald Trump plans to declare a national emergency over the southern border is very likely to rope in the Pentagon as the White House seeks to divert military funds to build his long-promised wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. Congress believes the Pentagon has $21 billion in unobligated military construction funding because they built it into the bill. Patriots knew. Patriots knew. 3.7 is going to Israel. I really sure hope that... why would they give $3.7 billion to Israel? Israel has a ton of money. Why are we giving it to them? The president can use to build the wall over objections from Congress, according to 2 congressional aides. All right. What else do we got here? Shut it down. Of course, we want that shut down. Oh, yeah. Did you guys see my video with Andrew McCabe? Andrew McCabe panics, walks back 60 minutes, comments. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe is now walking back his remarks he made in the 60 Minutes interview after conservatives accused him of plotting to remove President Trump from office via the 25th Amendment. Melissa Schwartz, comms director for the Bromwich Group and spokesperson for Andrew McCabe, released a statement Friday morning claiming her client McCabe was taken out of context and misrepresented. I saw the interview. Did you guys see the interview? He sure said it. Certain statements made by Mr. McCabe in interviews associated with the release of his book have been taken out of context and misrepresented, the statement read. McCabe's spokesperson added, to clarify, at no time did Mr. McCabe participate in any extended discussions about the use of the 25th Amendment, nor is he aware of any such discussions. He was present and participated in a discussion that included a comment by Deputy Attorney General Rosenstein regarding the 25th Amendment. See, they're trying to throw this back over onto Rosenstein because Rosenstein has already made a deal. Andrew gave an interview to CBS's 60 Minutes, which will air this Sunday as part of his PR blitz to get ahead of a potential grand jury indictment. McCabe said in his 60 Minutes interview that top DOJ officials were so worried over President Trump's decision to fire corrupt Comey as FBI director that they discussed invoking the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office in several different meetings. Andrew McCabe also ordered officials to open an obstruction of justice case against Trump, who fired Comey, to see if President Trump was acting as an agent on behalf of Russia. What a ridiculous, ridiculous claim. Both of these revelations were previously reported by the media. The New York Times first reported that DAG Rosenstein discussed wearing a wire to help oust Trump, and in December, CNN reported that McCabe opened an obstruction case before Mueller was appointed. Rosenstein previously denied reports he planned to wear a wire and oust Trump from office as inaccurate and factually incorrect. On Thursday, the Justice Department released a statement reiterating Rod Rosenstein's denial he plotted to remove President Trump. The Deputy Attorney General never authorized any recording that Mr. McCabe references. As the Deputy Attorney General previously has stated, based on his personal dealings with the President, there is no basis to invoke the 25th Amendment, nor was the DAG in a position to consider invoking the 25th Amendment, a DOJ spokesman said on Thursday. McCabe is walking back his remarks after prominent conservatives came out and called it what it is, an attempted coup. Senate Judiciary Chairman Lindsey Graham said on Thursday he is seeking testimony from both Andrew McCabe and DAG Rosenstein to fully explain how and why a FISA warrant was issued against Carter Page and answer questions about what appears to be now more than ever bias against President Trump. They were involved in a coup. This was a modern-day coup to remove a duly elected leader. These people are in trouble, all right? We're going to end the night, you guys, taking a look at the new posts. Hang on. Clear, reset. Oh, be careful who you follow. Look at this. DHS official says border security bill does not contain amnesty poison pills. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you? This bill, we have the concerned people, Pokey Sanchez really gets around. I can't help that I laughed about Pokey Sanchez. Sam Wilson, we will have one when this is upheld by the Supreme Court. Don't be naive, brother. No, I'm not being naive. It's going to be upheld by the Supreme Court. I have full faith. Sam, I will buy you dinner, okay, if I'm wrong. But I believe, okay, our favorite Anon just confirmed what I was just saying, you guys. I'm trusting the plan. So let's take a look at what this says here. Immigration hawks slammed the border security promise President Trump signed into law Friday for continuing last-minute provisions that they argued give amnesty to many. But a Department of Homeland Security official insisted to Fox News that's a misunderstanding of the bill. The amnesty claim was made by lawmakers and conservative commentators. This deal provides de facto amnesty for anyone claiming to even be in the household of a potential sponsor or of an unaccompanied alien minor. Patty Patriot says Trump is the true stable genius. That's right. Now, that amnesty claim is based on Section 224 of the budget, which appears on first glance to block the deportation of many people who are illegally in the U.S. That's because it states that no funds may be used to detain or deport any sponsor or potential sponsor of an unaccompanied alien child. It adds that even any member of a household or a potential sponsor is now immune from deportation. But a DHS official told Fox News that terms like potential sponsor have precise meanings in Department of Homeland Security regulations, meanings that severely limit the number of people that budget keeps safe from deportation. God's Guy says El Chapo ruled on the deep state. Evidence is staking up. He made this sign to his wife. Think about it. It could be. I've heard that, but Donna Allen, the sponsor is preparewithredpill78.com. That's where you go. Michaela O'Brien, I've been trying to send you the link, but it's not showing up in your messaging feed. Can I get your email address? I can't use Twitter. Yes, redpill78 at protonmail.com. That's redpill78 at protonmail.com. Let's see. Okay, so For example, to be a potential sponsor, according to the DHS regulations, one must file significant paperwork, such as showing ID, U.S. or foreign, and proof of residency. The adult applying must also submit documents about the child. Further, because the bill only applies to kids who are unaccompanied, it does not provide protection for those bringing kids into the U.S. Rand Paul was denouncing the poison pills in this bill. I know that. Rand Paul was not, on board with it. But I like Rand Paul, but I don't think that he's right all the time. And, let's finish this article. The food, it's real food. It tastes like real food. I make homemade food all the time. And, it did not taste like cardboard. It did not taste like MREs or anything like that. Is muffin Q? Yes. Muffin could potentially be Q. Chris Cheminsky, the deputy director of Numbers USA, which fights for lower immigration levels and urged President Trump to veto the budget, told Fox News that the provision is still problematic despite DHS's clarifications. We still have some serious concerns about the provision, Chmielewski told Fox News. It still protects these sponsors and or relatives who make it into the U.S. That's not a precedent we should be setting. He noted that despite the paperwork DHS demands of someone to become a potential sponsor, some might still try to argue and game the system that it could still encourage unaccompanied kids to be sent over the border. Now, the other reason why I trust this, the reason that I trust the president on this, I think that Donald Trump is a genius. And I don't think that he would sign this bill if it was a poison pill. I just don't believe that he would do that. I believe that Donald Trump has our best interests at heart. Have you ever done voiceovers for How to Train a Dragon? No. Is that something you can get me a job doing? Josh Garcia says, is RBG still alive? Well, we don't know. It's anybody's guess at this point. I'm hitting a vaporizer, Wallbanger. It's my Darth Vader lung. The Center for Immigration Studies, which favors lower immigration levels, tweeted that the spending bill would give local governments in the Rio Grande, all of which are heavily Democratic, the ability to veto the fence. Well, Donald Trump made the national emergency, and it overrides this ability, okay? So it doesn't matter what they wrote into the bill. Donald Trump is the top dog. Jody Reisenmay says, love your format, laugh, upbeat personality, unique insight, and hard work on our behalf. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. My email is redpill78@protonmail.com. That's redpill78@protonmail.com. I'd like to request that if anybody has anything they want to send me in terms of leads, please send it to my email. I'm getting so many messages on Twitter. My Twitter is barely working. And I'm sorry if I haven't responded to you guys, but it's because I've got just so many messages there. It's almost overwhelming. But I love you guys all. Thank you for sending them. Just spoke with the White House. There will be no amnesty and no path to citizenship. Sebastian Gorka, a former deputy assistant to President Trump and a Fox News contributor, tweeted Thursday. I trust Seb. Other criticisms of the budget include that it allows the Department of Homeland Security to more than double the number of guest worker visas, from 65,000 to 135,000. However, the law merely allows the Secretary of Homeland Security to make such an increase. It would only happen if the Secretary authorizes it. Another matter of contention is that the budget authorized 45,000 ICE detention beds, an increase from the past budget, which paid for 40,520, but less than the number of detention beds ICE actually has. You guys hear that? Okay, provides funding for 45,000. It's still less than what they actually have, so we're still not at capacity. However, the number of beds authorized by Congress does not actually force ICE to reduce its number of beds, so they can use money from other parts of the budget. Billy Patterson, that email is redpill78@protonmail.com. That's redpill78@protonmail.com. How is a funding bill that expires before the end of the fiscal year able to create conditions for a lasting amnesty? The answer is it isn't. It's not. All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and sign off. We've been on for an hour and a half. Christine Prelli says, what is your email? It's right here. I'm going to highlight it from Karma Anon. Thanks for putting that in there, buddy. Karma Anon has put that in the chat. I'm going to say it out loud one more time, and I'm going to paste it into the chat. If you guys have ideas for stickers or merch that you would like to see, by all means, send them to my email. And it's something that I would like to start working on. I'm very, very busy at the moment, so we'll see what happens. Sam Wilson says, and I will buy you dinner if I am wrong. Come on down to Mar-a-Lago. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, buddy. Heck yeah. Thanks again for the super chat. You guys, I want to thank everyone who has been here tonight. I want to thank everyone who supported me with the super chats. I want to thank everyone who supported me with a like and a share and a subscribe and hitting that notification bell. If you guys would like to support me on a daily basis, you can watch my videos. And if you're feeling extra special generous, you can watch the commercials in there, because YouTube puts those commercials there for a reason. That supports me. That allows me to get these things. I got a pop filter for my microphone. I got a windscreen for my microphone. I got a MAGA hat. I'm going to show you guys the MAGA hat I got tomorrow. Oh my God, it's the best. It's a flex fit. It's a fitted MAGA hat. Very, very cool. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, once again for joining me. I am, as always, RedPill78, and this has been your Red Pill News Friday night live stream. Good luck, everyone, and God bless. Peace.